Okay, this is one of the hardest problems on the test, so I really want you to pay attention to this. Plus, I also want you to do all of the techniques that we talked about in class. For example, this problem is a parallel perpendicular problem, so we need to make our box. Given slope, parallel, perpendicular. All right, so we need to find the given slope. What's the problem with this? Well, we can't find the slope. It's not in the right form. So let's see if we can put it into slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, and then maybe we'll be able to see our slope. Let's look. Minus 2x, minus 2x. We have negative 3y, because don't forget that that is part of it, equals 9 minus 2x, because they don't mix. And then divide by negative 3. Very important to divide by negative 3. Y equals 9 divided by negative 3 is, again, negative 3. And then this is weird. You have two negatives, which actually turn positive. So you really have positive 2 over 3x. Okay, I'm going to rewrite this over here because these are out of order. So y equals 2 over 3x, and then what was the 3? The 3 was negative. There we go. Okay, so we have our original equation. This one has a given slope of 2 over 3. The parallel slope is always going to be identical, so parallel will also be 2 over 3. Now the perpendicular slope, you've got to flip the fraction and change the sign. So instead of 2 over 3, we're going to have 3 over 2. But we also have to change the sign, right? So it was positive, but if we're going to flip it and change the sign, it becomes negative. So now we know what to do. All right, so I'm going to erase some of this stuff because I'm running out of space. So here we go. We need to write an equation parallel to this one, which means we're going to use this slope. So y equals parallels 2/3 x. And what we remember is that it has to have the same slope, but it cannot have the same y-intercept. So let's just pick a random y-intercept. How about 99? There we go. Doesn't matter. It's only the slope. Only the slope is important. Whenever you're doing parallel and perpendicular, the slope is the most important thing. Okay, write an equation perpendicular. Well, we don't have to do the work again because we already know what the perpendicular slope is. That's the great thing about the box. So we'll write y equals, and we'll choose the perpendicular slope, negative 3 over 2x. And we'll choose a random y-intercept, 108. Then we have to write an equation parallel to this. So again, we're going to use this slope. But then they give us a special point, which means if we know the slope and they give us a point, we should use point slope form. That would be so much easier than slope intercept because we don't know what the y-intercept is. So let's see. Point slope form, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. I always write it and then erase and replace. So we know our slope. Let's see, which one are we going to choose? Oh, that's right. It's asking for parallel. So let's use the parallel slope. We have 2 over 3. And then they gave us a very specific point, which have a specific x and a specific y. So we're going to use our y, and then the y in that point is 1. Then we're going to use our x, and the x in that point is 3. And there you go. So it's very important. Notice we got the parallel slope because they asked us for parallel. We got the parallel slope from here because we made our box. We didn't have to do any more thinking because it's written right there. And then they gave us a point. So we had to know that with a slope and a point, we would use point slope form.